Namaste to all. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Shri Guru Namaha. Harihi Om. Namaste to all. Ram Ram Ram. We are meeting to learn Sundara Kandam after quite some time. I think it's been at least 3-4 weeks. This is the 47th class of Sundara Kandam. We will be starting Sarga 13th today. We'll do the Dhyana Shlokas quickly and then move on to the Sarga and the Vyakyanam. Any volunteers for the Dhyana Shloka? Pragya, I think, will be repeating. Anybody else? Is my voice audible? Is it fine? Nalini Bagni, Namaskara. Very good. Yeah.
Namaste, Bhagini.
My voice is okay?
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay. A couple of them have said my voice is not audible.
No, I can hear you.
Okay.
Can I start?
Just 1 second. Bagni.
Yeah.
Others? What about others? So to say, it's people. Is it better now?
Very much better.
Okay. I think my headphone is out of service. I'm just going to not use it. Okay. Go ahead, Nalini ji. Yeah.
Yeah. Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vighnopashantaye Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedhase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha Buddhirbalam Yashodhairyam Nirbhayatvam Arogata Ajatyam Vakpatutvam Cha Hanumatsmaranad Bhavet Manojavam Marutatulyavegam Jitendriyam Buddhimatam Varishtham Vatatmajam Vanarayuthamukyam Shri Ramadutam Sharanam Prapadye Yatra yatra Raghunatha Kirtanam Tatra tatra Kritamastakāñjalim Bāshpavari Paripurnalochanam Marutim Namata Rakṣasamtakam Pujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakham Vande Valmiki Kokilam.
Very good. Thank you so much. Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.
Okay. We move on to the 13th Sarga, Trayodasha Sargaha, Maruti Nirvedaha. Let us look at what Hanuman is going to experience in this Sarga and what we can learn from his experience, his thoughts, and his actions. Ram Ram Pragya Bagni.
Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Namaste.
Ram Ram, Namaste. We'll start. विमानात्तु सुसङ्क्रम्य
विमानात्तु सुसङ्क्रम्य
प्राकारं हरियूथपः हनुमान् वेगवानासीत्
हनुमान् वेगवानासीत्
यथा विद्युद्घनान्तरे
यथा विद्युद्घनान्तरे
वेरी गुड विमानात्तु सुसङ्क्रम्य प्राकारं हरियूथपः
विमानात्तु सुसङ्क्रम्य प्राकारं हरियूथपः
हनुमान् वेगवानासीत् यथा विद्युद्घनान्तरे
हनुमान् वेगवानासीत् यथा विद्युद्घनान्तरे
वेरी गुड सम्परिक्रम्य हनुमान्
सम्परिक्रम्य हनुमान्
रावणस्य निवेशनात्
रावणस्य निवेशनात्
अदृष्ट्वा जानकीं सीताम्
अदृष्ट्वा जानकीं सीताम्
अब्रवीत् वचनं कपिः
अब्रवीद्वचनं कपिः
सम्परिक्रम्य हनुमान् रावणस्य निवेशनात्
सम्परिक्रम्य हनुमान् रावणस्य निवेशनात्
अदृष्ट्वा जानकीं सीताम् अब्रवीत् वचनं कपिः
अदृष्ट्वा जानकीं सीताम् अब्रवीद्वचनं कपिः
भूयिष्ठं लोलितालङ्का
भूयिष्ठं लोलितालङ्का
रामस्य चरता प्रियम्
रामस्य चरता प्रियम्
न हि पश्यामि वैदेहीम्
न हि पश्यामि वैदेहीम्
सीतां सर्वाङ्गशोभनाम्
सीतां सर्वाङ्गशोभनाम्
भूयिष्ठं लोलितालङ्का रामस्य चरता प्रियम्
भूयिष्ठं लोलितालङ्का रामस्य चरिता प्रियम्
one more time
रामस्य चरता प्रियम्
न हि पश्यामि वैदेहीं सीतां सर्वाङ्गशोभनाम्
न हि पश्यामि वैदेहीं सीतां सर्वाङ्गशोभनाम्
वेरी गुड पल्वलानि तटाकानि
पल्वलानि तटाकानि
सरांसि सरितस्तथा
सरांसि सरितस्तथा
नद्योऽनुपवनान्ताश्च
नद्योऽनुपवनान्ताश्च
दुर्गाश्च धरणीधराः
दुर्गाश्च धरणीधराः
लोलिता वसुधा सर्वा
लोलिता वसुधा सर्वा
न तु पश्यामि जानकीम्
न तु पश्यामि जानकीम्
पल्वलानि तटाकानि सरांसि सरितस्तथा
पल्वलानि तटाकानि सरांसि सरितस्तथा
नद्योऽनुपवनान्ताश्च दुर्गाश्च धरणीधराः
नद्योऽनुपवनान्ताश्च दुर्गाश्च धरणीधराः
लोलिता वसुधा सर्वा न तु पश्यामि जानकीम्
लोलिता वसुधा सर्वा न तु पश्यामि जानकीम्.
One second, there's a question about the second one. I think there is a typo there. I think it should be adrishtva. Let me just check. Hold on. Hold on a second. Let me correct the slide. It should be adrishtva. Ishitva. So this will become A will go. This will become it. I don't have the Tamil font here. Second. This is adrishtva. There was a typo in the script. Samparikramya Hanuman Ravanasya Niveshanad Adrishtva Janaki. Adrishtva. Adrishtva. If you've taken a printout, just make sure you correct this. Okay. We did till
Fourth we finished.
Okay. Iha sampatina Sita
इह सम्पातिना सीता
Ravanasya Niveshani
रावणस्य निवेशने
आख्याता गृध्रराजेन
आख्याता घृध्रराजेन
न च पश्यामि तामहम्
न च पश्यामि तामहम्
इह सम्पातिना सीता रावणस्य निवेशने
इह सम्पातिना सीता रावणस्य निवेशने
आख्याता गृध्रराजेन न च पश्यामि तामहम्
आख्याता घृध्रराजेन न च पश्यामि तामहम्.
Very good. किन्नु सीताथ वैदेही
किन्नु सीताथ वैदेही
मैथिली जनकात्मजा
मैथिली जनकात्मजा
उपतिष्ठेत विवशा
उपतिष्ठेत विवशा
रावणं दुष्टचारिणम्
रावणं दुष्टचारिणम्
किन्नु सीताथ वैदेही मैथिली जनकात्मजा
किन्नु सीताथ वैदेही मैथिली जनकात्मजा
उपतिष्ठेत विवशा रावणं दुष्टचारिणम्
उपतिष्ठेत विवशा रावणं दुष्टचारिणम्
क्षिप्रमुत्पततो मन्ये
क्षिप्रमुत्पततो मन्ये
सीतामादाय रक्षसः
सीतामादाय रक्षसः
बिभ्यतो रामबाणानाम्
बिभ्यतो रामबाणानाम्
अन्तरापतिता भवेत्
अन्तरापतिता भवेत्
क्षिप्रमुत्पततो मन्ये सीतामादाय रक्षसः
क्षिप्रमुत्पततो मन्ये सीतामादाय रक्षसः
बिभ्यतो रामबाणानाम् अन्तरापतिता भवेत्
बिभ्यतो रामबाणानाम् अन्तरापतिता भवेत्
अथवा ह्रियमाणायाः
अथवा ह्रियमाणायाः
पथि सिद्धनिषेविते
पथि सिद्धनिषेविते
मन्ये पतितमार्याया
मन्ये पतितमार्याया
हृदयं प्रेक्ष्य सागरम्
हृदयं प्रेक्ष्य सागरम्
अथवा ह्रियमाणायाः पथि सिद्धनिषेविते
अथवा ह्रियमाणायाः पथि सिद्धनिषेविते
मन्ये पतितमार्याया हृदयं प्रेक्ष्य सागरम्
मन्ये पतितमार्याया हृदयं प्रेक्ष्य सागरम्
रावणस्योरुवेगेन
रावणस्योरुवेगेन
भुजाभ्यां पीडितेन च
भुजाभ्यां पीडितेन च
तया मन्ये विशालाक्ष्या
तया मन्ये विशालाक्ष्या
त्यक्तं जीवितमार्यया
त्यक्तं जीवितमार्यया
रावणस्योरुवेगेन भुजाभ्यां पीडितेन च
रावणस्योरुवेगेन भुजाभ्यां पीडितेन च
तया मन्ये विशालाक्ष्या त्यक्तं जीवितमार्यया
तया मन्ये विशालाक्ष्या त्यक्तं जीवितमार्यया उपर्युपरिवानूनम्
सागरं क्रमतस्तदा
सागरं क्रमतस्तदा
विवेष्टमाना पतिता
विवेष्टमाना पतिता
समुद्रे जनकात्मजा
समुद्रे जनकात्मजा
उपर्युपरि वा नूनम् सागरं क्रमतस्तदा
उपर्युपरि वा नूनं सागरं क्रमतस्तदा
विवेष्टमाना पतिता समुद्रे जनकात्मजा
विवेष्टमाना पतिता समुद्रे जनकात्मजा
अहो क्षुद्रेण वानेन
अहो क्षुद्रेण वानेन
रक्षन्ती शीलमात्मनः
रक्षन्ती शीलमात्मनः
अबन्धुर्भक्षिता सीता
अबन्धुर्भक्षिता सीता
रावणेन तपस्विनी
रावणेन तपस्विनी
अहो क्षुद्रेण वानेन रक्षन्ती शीलमात्मनः
अहो क्षुद्रेण वानेन रक्षन्ती शीलमात्मनः
अबन्धुर्भक्षिता सीता रावणेन तपस्विनी
अबन्धुर्भक्षिता सीता रावणेन तपस्विनी
अथवा राक्षसेन्द्रस्य
अथवा राक्षसेन्द्रस्य
पत्नीभिरसिते क्षणा
पत्नीभिरसिते क्षणा
अदुष्टादुष्टभावाभिः
अदुष्टादुष्टभावाभिः
भक्षिता सा भविष्यति
भक्षिता सा भविष्यति
अथवा राक्षसेन्द्रस्य पत्नीभिरसिते क्षणा
अथवा राक्षसेन्द्रस्य पत्नीभिरसिते क्षणा
अदुष्टादुष्टभावाभिः भक्षिता सा भविष्यति
अदुष्टादुष्टभावाभिः भक्षिता सा भविष्यति
सम्पूर्णचन्द्रप्रतिमम्
सम्पूर्णचन्द्रप्रतिमम्
पद्मपत्रनिभेक्षणम्
पद्मपत्रनिभेक्षणम्
रामस्य ध्यायती वक्त्रम्
रामस्य ध्यायति वक्त्रम्
पञ्चत्वं कृपणागता
पञ्चत्वं कृपणागता
सम्पूर्णचन्द्रप्रतिमम् पद्मपत्रनिभेक्षणम्
सम्पूर्णचन्द्रप्रतिमम् पद्मपत्रनिभेक्षणम्
रामस्य ध्यायती वक्त्रम् पञ्चत्वं कृपणागता
रामस्य ध्यायति वक्त्रम् पञ्चत्वं कृपणागता
हा रामलक्ष्मणेत्येवम्
हा रामलक्ष्मणेत्येवम् हा रामलक्ष्मणेत्येवम्
Sorry, but my mouse just moved. 1 second. हा रामलक्ष्मणेत्येवम्
हा रामलक्ष्मणेत्येवम्
अयोध्ये चेति मैथिली
हायोध्ये चेति मैथिली
विलप्य विलप्य बहुवैदेही
विलप्य बहुवैदेही
न्यस्तदेहा भविष्यति
न्यस्तदेहा भविष्यति
हा रामलक्ष्मणेत्येवम् हायोध्ये चेति मैथिली
हा रामलक्ष्मणेत्येवम् हायोध्ये चेति मैथिली
विलप्य बहुवैदेही न्यस्तदेहा भविष्यति
विलप्य बहुवैदेही न्यस्तदेहा भविष्यति
अथवा निहिता मन्ये
अथवा निहिता मन्ये
रावणस्य निवेशने
रावणस्य निवेशने
नूनं लालप्यते सीता
नूनं लालप्यते सीता
पञ्जरस्थेव शारिका
पञ्जरस्थेव शारिका
अथवा निहिता मन्ये रावणस्य निवेशने
अथवा निहिता मन्ये रावणस्य निवेशने
नूनं लालप्यते सीता पञ्जरस्थेव शारिका
नूनं लालप्यते सीता पञ्जरस्थेव शारिका
जनकस्य कुले जाता
जनकस्य कुले जाता
रामपत्नी यशस्विनी
रामपत्नी यशस्विनी
कथमुत्पलपत्राक्षी
कथमुत्पलपत्राक्षी
रावणस्य वशं व्रजेत्
रावणस्य वशं व्रजेत्
जनकस्य कुले जाता रामपत्नी यशस्विनी
जनकस्य कुले जाता रामपत्नी यशस्विनी
कथमुत्पलपत्राक्षी रावणस्य वशं व्रजेत्
कथमुत्पलपत्राक्षी रावणस्य वशं व्रजेत्
विनष्टा वा प्रणष्टा वा
विनष्टा वा प्रनष्टा वा
वित्वा विनष्टा वा प्रणष्टा वा
विनष्टा वा प्रनष्टा वा
मृता वा जनकात्मजा
मृता वा जनकात्मजा
रामस्य प्रियभार्यस्य
रामस्य प्रियभार्यस्य
न निवेदयितुं क्षमम्
न निवेदयितुं क्षमम्
विनष्टा वा प्रणष्टा वा मृता वा जनकात्मजा
विनष्टा वा प्रनष्टा वा मृता वा जनकात्मजा
रामस्य प्रियभार्यस्य न निवेदयितुं क्षमम्
रामस्य प्रियभार्यस्य न निवेदयितुं क्षमम्
निवेद्यमाने दोषः
निवेद्यमाने दोषः
स्याद्दोषः स्यादनिवेदने
स्याद्दोषः स्यादनिवेदने
स्यात्
Syat doshah syat anivedane. That is the split there. Nivedyamane doshah syat doshah syadanivedane.
निवेद्यमाने दोषः दोषस्यादनिवेदने.
You can say syad doshah syat anivedane. You can split there too.
ओके निवेद्यमाने दोषः दोषस्यादनिवेदने.
Correct. कथन्नु खलु कर्तव्यम्
कथन्नु खलु कर्तव्यम्
विषमं प्रतिभाति मे
विषमं प्रतिभाति मे.
कथन्नु खलु कर्तव्यम् विषमं प्रतिभाति मे
कथन्नु खलु कर्तव्यं विषमं प्रतिभाति मे.
अस्मिन्नेवं गते कार्ये
अस्मिन्नेवं गते कार्ये
प्राप्तकालं क्षमं च किम्
प्राप्तकालं क्षमं च किम्
भवेदिति मतं भूयो
भवेदिति मतं भूयो
हनुमान् प्रविचारयन्
हनूमान् प्रविचारयन्.
अस्मिन्नेवं गते कार्ये प्राप्तकालं क्षमं च किम्
अस्मिन्नेवं गते कार्ये प्राप्तकालं क्षमं च किम्
भवेदिति मतं भूयो हनुमान् प्रविचारयन्
भवेदिति मतं भूयो हनूमान् प्रविचारयन्.
Very good. Very nicely repeated. Would you like to try, Bagni?
Yes.
Okay, just hold on. Any question in any of the shlokas, you can just type in the chat. Once Bagni completes the chanting, we can clarify. You can start.
ओके जी. विमानात् सुसंक्रम्य प्राकारं हरियूथपः हनुमान् वेगवानासीत् यथा विद्युद्घनान्तरे. सम्परिक्रम्य हनुमान् रावणस्य निवेशनात् अदृष्ट्वा जानकीं सीताम् अब्रवीद्वचनं कपिः. भूयिष्ठं लोलितालङ्का रामस्य चरिता प्रियम् न हि पश्यामि वैदेहीं सीतां सर्वाङ्गशोभनाम्. पल्वलानि तटाकानि सरांसि सरितस्तथा नद्योऽनूपवनान्ताश्च दुर्गाश्च धरणीधराः. लोलिता वसुधा सर्वा न तु पश्यामि जानकीम्. इह सम्पातिना सीता रावणस्य निवेशने आख्याता गृध्रराजेन न च पश्यामि तामहम्. किन्नु सीताथ वैदेही मैथिली जनकात्मजा उपतिष्ठेत विवशा रावणं दुष्टचारिणम्. क्षिप्रमुत्पततो मन्ये सीतामादाय रक्षसः बिभ्यतो रामबाणानाम् अन्तरापतिता भवेत् अथवा ह्रियमाणायाः पथि सिद्धनिषेविते मन्ये पतितमार्याया हृदयं प्रेक्ष्य सागरम् रावणस्योरुवेगेन भुजाभ्यां पीडितेन च तया मन्ये विशालाक्ष्या त्यक्तं जीवितमार्यया उपर्युपरि वा नूनं सागरं क्रमतस्तदा विवेष्टमाना पतिता समुद्रे जनकात्मजा अहो क्षुद्रेण वानेन रक्षन्ति शीलमात्मनः अबन्धुर्भक्षिता सीता रावणेन तपस्विनी अथवा राक्षसेन्द्रस्य पत्नीभिरसिते क्षणा अदुष्टादुष्टभावाभिः भक्षिता सा भविष्यति सम्पूर्णचन्द्रप्रतिमं पद्मपत्रनिभेक्षणम् रामस्य ध्यायति वक्त्रम् पञ्चत्वं कृपणागता हा राम लक्ष्मणेत्येवं हायोध्ये चेति मैथिली विलप्य बहुवैदेही न्यस्तदेहा भविष्यति अथवा निहता मन्ये रावणस्य निवेशने
One more time.
नून अथवा निहता मन्ये
Second word.
ओके अथवा निहिता मन्ये रावणस्य निवेशने नूनं लालप्यते सीता पञ्जरस्थेव शारिका जनकस्य कुले जाता रामपत्नी यशस्विनी कथमुत्पलपत्राक्षी रावणस्य वशं व्रजेत् विनष्टा वा प्रनष्टा वा मृता वा जनकात्मजा रामस्य प्रियभार्यस्य न निवेदयितुं क्षमम् निवेद्यमाने दोषः स्यादनिवेदने कथन्नु खलु कर्तव्यं विषमं प्रतिभाति मे अस्मिन्नेवं गते कार्ये प्राप्तकालं क्षमं च किम् भवेदिति मतं भूयो हनुमान् प्रविचारयन्
Very good. Very good, Bhagini. Very, very good.
Thank you जी, thanks to you. Thank you जी.
Any questions in any of the verses here? Fairly straightforward, not many tongue twisters or unclear padas, I think. Third one. Okay, third one. You think that is Charita? Totally possible. Charita. The text actually has Charata. The third one, right? 1 second. Let me just check another. So here the Charata refers to Vidalankara Charata. It by Hanuman. What is the question, Bhagini, you want to ask? Uma Bhagini. Ram Ram Namaste. So Bhuishtham Lolita Lanka Ramasya Charata here refers to the Hanuman who has been moving around. Does it make sense?
Guruji, actually that is Charita or Charata?
Charata.
That's what I Thank you,
Charata.
Guruji. Thank you, Guruji. Charata. Charata here refers to Charati means moving from one place. So he has thoroughly looked. So as he was moving around and looking across, refers to Hanuman. Okay. Okay, so the 13th Sarga, I think we completed the 12th one and still Hanuman was not very happy with the fact that he has looked everywhere, but he has not found Sita. I think it was in this Sarga where it had the repeated explanation or the reference to Sita, right? Was it this one? I did not see Sita, who's the one who brings lot of joy to Rama, who is the one who is the daughter of Janaka. I think that was the way he described, Sita's various roles and qualities. So at that point, he was not able to find Sita. That is very clear. At one point earlier, he had assumed Mandodari to be Sita, and then he kind of like regrets that thought. How is it even possible that 1 second, Vashni edukadamma. I will take her. So he was thinking that all his efforts that he had taken, finally the fruit of that effort maybe came into existence when he looked at a lady who was unique in Ravana's Antavpuram, different from all the other women who were there. Her tejas, the way she was dressed, her abharanam, everything looked very different. So he assumed that maybe this is Sita, and then with the typical, this was the Sarga before, where he started beating his tail in happiness and then going up and down. The true nature of Vanara came out there, where, the quick decision, the restlessness kind of like came instinctively. And then he corrected himself. There was a course correction that happened, which is a lesson learned. So even Hanuman could falter in his thoughts. So when we make a mistake, it is realizing that it is a mistake and then doing the required course correction in terms of not thinking about something in a not nice manner, or not doing something which is not dharmic, not speaking ill of others, avoiding gossip. Sometimes, even when you want to avoid gossip, when you are in the midst of a bunch of people who's probably talking about somebody else, unintentionally we might have added color to that conversation. Now going back, introspecting and making sure that, you know what I did was wrong. Speaking about somebody is not right. If you have concerns, talk to that person directly. If you don't have a relationship where you cannot directly speak to the person, that person is immaterial and you shouldn't be really judging that person. So that is the kind of take we should have with respect to speaking about somebody else. So he does that course correction, and then he is thinking, I have searched everywhere. In fact, there is one particular pada that is used in that sarga. He says, does anybody remember? I have looked everywhere, and there is one particular word that is used to indicate that he has left no stone unturned. Does anybody remember? What does he say? Okay, verse 10. Okay, what does he say in that? That is about hope, where he says that, at the end of the day, hope is everything. But then there is one that says, anybody else? Ramaji is perfect, spot on. He says, the space where you can't even put like 4 fingers, I have that, even that kind of space I have explored. So every nook and corner, like we say in English, you have Hanuman things I have explored, but then I have not found Janakatmaja. I have not found Raghavanandini. I have not found Janaki. So he is kind of frustrated at that point. And then finally what does he do? As that sarga ends, does he give up and go back? What does he decide? Anybody who wants to summarize the last verse there, I can unmute you. You can raise your hand. The last verse where he's so desperate, he's actually lost all his hope because he feels he has explored Lanka thoroughly, but then he has not found Sita. And then finally, what does he do? Anybody? Pragnya ji, Sunita ji, Nalini ji, Rama ji, anybody? Vasanti ji, think Usha ji, anybody? What does he do? The last verse there in the previous sarga. He pulls himself up. Correct. He says, whatever it is, I am not going to lose my focus. I am not going to give up on my determination. And then he decides to again put in all his effort to make sure that he finds Sita. The verse goes, Sa bhuyastu param Shriman Marutir Yatnamasthitah Manabhumin Samutsrijya Tam Vichetum Prachakrame. So whatever has happened has happened. He has made his effort, but he is not going to give up. He is going to continue. Now in this sarga, the sarga that was 11, where he, yes, so in that you have the important words about hope, where you have to make sure that whatever happens, you don't give up on hope. And then in the previous sarga, so I'm kind of like revisiting both 11 and 12 together because they kind of convey the same meaning. And then at that point, he again kind of re-explores, and then I think he goes into the Vimanam, Pushpaka Vimanam, and he comes down from the Vimanam, and then he decides that he will continue his journey, but then he is very desperate. So, Avatirya Vimanacha Hanuman Marutatmajaha Chintam Upajagamatha Shoka Upahata Chetanaha. So as he descended from the Vimanam, Hanuman went into deep worry. Chintam Upajagama. Chinta here means deep worry. And his mind, Chetanaha, means a person whose Shoka Upahata Chetanaha, somebody whose mind has been completely taken away, taken by or carried by sorrow, overcome by sorrow. So that is where Hanuman was. He rejuvenated his effort. He continued exploring, but still no luck. He has not found Sita. And he's kind of desperate at that point. And that is what this Sarga, the 13th Sarga, Maruti Nirvedaha. Nirvedaha, somebody who's very desperate. You know, the last string of hope that you cling on to. That kind of emotion is what Hanuman is experiencing here. And the Sarga continues. After 12, the scene kind of continues here. So it goes, Vimanat tu Susankramya Prakaram Hariyuthapaha Hanuman Vegavan Asit Yatha Vidyut Ghanantare. So he descended from the chariot or the Pushpaka Vimanam. As he moved, he must have gone in and then come out again just to make sure that he's covered or recovered all the places. And as he Susankramya means carefully he descended, made sure he's not seen by anybody, caught by anybody, he doesn't fall, he doesn't cause any noise which would alert guards who are there. So very carefully, skillfully he descended. Hariyothapaha refers to Hanuman, the leader of the monkey. Vegavan, he is somebody who has speed like wind. Vegavan, Vidyut. So here there is a upama which is given here. So as he descended, it looked like a flash of lightning that occurs in the midst of rain-bearing clouds. So in the Ghanantare means when the rain-bearing clouds, when the lightning flashes, literally happens in a fraction of a second. So similarly, with that kind of speed, Hanuman carefully descended. He jumped over and like a flash of lightning in the midst of the cloud. Then what happened? Samparikramya. Again, he's thinking, having gone around, Hanuman, Ravanasya Niveshanad. So Niveshanam is the place. So from Ravana's palace, he's kind of like gone around again. What has happened? Adrishtva Janakim. He has not seen Sita at all. Janakim, Sitam. And then Abravit Vachanam Kapihi. He is saying these words to himself, or maybe sometimes when we are really desperate, I do that too. I kind of like talk to myself, right? So maybe he's speaking to himself. So as he had gone around and having completed his search thoroughly again, searching through and coming from Ravana's palace, having not seen Janaka's daughter Sita, that Kapi Hanuman Abravit said thus these words, Vachanam. What is he saying? Bhuishtam, again, very much extensively, Lolita. He has thoroughly searched. Where did he search? Lanka. He searched the city of Lanka. Ramasya Priyam. He searched for the beloved of Rama, Charata, as he moved around. But what happened? Nahi Pashyami Vaidehim Sitam. He did not see Vaidehi, Videha Rajasya Putri Vaidehi, Sita, that Sita. Sarva Anga Shobhanam. She must be somebody who has very beautiful form in every limb, every part of the body must be very beautiful to look at. He is just thinking somebody who is consort of Rama should have something equivalent to Rama. Rama is so beautiful. He is resplendent. He has the tejas. He has the Shantam. So Sita, and he has that structure, the Kshatriya royal structure. So Sita also must have something equivalent in that as well. So here is a description. So maybe he's thinking Ravana was attracted to Sita because of these lakshanas. So typically it is the external lakshanam that catches the beauty of men, right? So he must be thinking it is that lakshanam which must have wrongly attracted Ravana. So extensive search has happened in Lanka by Hanuman, who has been moving around from one place to the other, and the search is for the beloved of Rama. However, that Sita, who has beautiful angas, has not been discovered by me. I have not seen her yet. Where did he see? He's kind of like recapping the places where he has visited. So Palbalani, Tatakani, Saramsi, Saritaha, marsh land, Tatakam is pond, Saramsi or the lakes, Saritaha rivers. Nadyaha, Anupavana Antaha. I have looked at the rivers, I have looked at the banks of the rivers. Durgaha, I have looked at the forts. Dharani Daraha, even the surrounding mountains, I have searched thoroughly. Lolita, even after thorough search, Vasudha, the land surrounding as well. Sarva Natu Pashyami Janaki. So he's recapping where all he has visited. We have seen all the mansions, all the palaces, everywhere, the Pushpaka Vimanam, Ravana's Antappuram. So those are all like, man-made places. Now here he's thinking maybe all the places related to nature. He's thinking that I have looked at all the man-made, physically constructed places. Pushpaka Vimanam, I shouldn't say man-made. These are all like constructed places, right? Now he is probably thinking about all the natural inhabitant places where maybe Sita could be there. So he's thinking about all the water bodies, all the marshy areas, the rivers, the ponds, the lake, the stream, the banks of the streams, the forts, the vana surrounding, the forest surrounding that, the mountains that are there. You name the land, Vasudha is land. You name the land, I have searched through that land. However, I have not seen Sita yet. It is a recap for himself, and I think it is a recap for us too, saying that Hanuman has really been thorough in his Anveshanam. He has not missed any place. So if you're doubting whether he looked at these, because the description has been only about, if we recall, only about these mansions, Antappuram, the kitchen area, the play where there is bhokta, all those kind of places, right? Now we might be thinking it's all like inside places. Did he even explore outside? So if that question arises in our mind, Valmiki pauses there to clarify. He's also looked at all the natural resources or naturally occurring places as well, natural inhabited places. So those also have been searched, and it looked like Ravana has not kept Sita in any of these areas, any of these lands or water bodies. He has not been able to find Sita. He's not been successful yet. Iha Sampatina Sita Ravanasya Niveshane. What did Sampati said? Sampati said that, I can see from here. I can see a lady there, and that lady is Sita. She is held captive in Lanka. So, Hanuman, don't worry, you go and look for her, you will find her. So he is like thinking, this is the place, Iha means here. Sampatina Niveshane Ravanasya Sita. So this is what Sampati had said. Akhyata, it was told by him, specifically pointed by him. And who was Sampati? Gridhra Rajena. He was Gridhra Raja, the king of the vultures. But still, I cannot understand that I haven't seen her. Aham Tam na pashyami. That tam here refers to Sita. Even though it was told earlier by Sampati, the king of the vultures, that it was in Ravana's place where, or residence, where Sita was held captive, and he could actually see from the long drishti, right? Dhura drishti. However, he's finding it strange that his words didn't come true. His words did not bear the truth to it. He's wondering why he has still not seen Sita. He has done his part. Somebody as senior, as truthful, and as a person with so much of wisdom has said, I can see Sita there. Would he like? Maybe that is the kind of emotion he's experiencing. And then he's wondering, Aham tam na pashyami. I have not seen Sita. How is that possible? Sampati also said, see, one part is he has taken the effort, but somebody else has also assured him, somebody whom he looks up to has assured him that, you are doing the right thing, Hanuman. You go, you cross the ocean, you go and look for Sita there. Sita is definitely there. If you just do your part, you put in your effort, you're sure to find Sita there, and then you can come back and report to Rama. So when somebody has given that kind of assurance, it must be so disappointing that, you took somebody's words, you have put in your efforts, and you'll be wondering where the gap is. What have I missed? Where have I gone wrong? What else do I need to know? Literally, we say, right, don't kill yourself just thinking about it. So Hanuman must be so frustrated that he has taken the words of Sampati. That did not help. He has done his part. That also did not help. He has not found Sita yet. So he's wondering, somebody as reliable, in you have these people, the anti-terrorism and all that, where they have these sources, right? They say, I have a source that said this something is going to happen somewhere. So you go based on the source, and you place the complete reliability on that source. And here for Hanuman, in a very positive sense, to find Sita, Sampati was the source. He felt that, okay, this source is somebody whom I can absolutely rely on, and I should be able to find Sita just by going his words. I am not short in my effort. I should be able to completely take Sampati's words literally, and I should have found Sita by now. But yeah, no luck. Kim nu Sita atha Vaidehi. He says, how indeed, how is it possible Sita atha Vaidehi Maithili Janakatmaja Upatishtate? He is kind of thinking in his mind, Sita must be so helpless, and the word helpless here is vivasha. Somebody who is being forcefully taken and not having the strength to fight against the person who has forced himself upon her. Sita must be so helpless. So he's wondering, how could that Sita, and he's using different names, Namani for Sita, Vaidehi, Maithili, Janakatmaja. She must be so helpless. But then he's thinking, there is no way that she would have surrendered or submitted herself to somebody who is as evil as Ravana. Sita ata Vaidehi Maithili Janakatmaja upatishtate means, would she have submitted herself, being so helpless, not having any other choice? Would she have submitted herself? And to whom? Dushtacharinam. There is no comparison between Rama and Ravana. Sita, who is the Dharma Patni of somebody who has the Uttama Charitram, right? How would she have submitted herself to somebody as Dushta, as Ravana? There is no way that she would have given herself to him. He is processing the purity of Sita, her relationship with Rama, and how evil Dushtacharinam, how evil a person must be to do such an act. So he is, this verse kind of gives all the three characters, right? What is the character of Sita? What is the character of Rama associated, and Sita's association with him? And what kind of character is Ravana? And he is there in Ravana's place. So Dushtacharinam, somebody who is so evil-minded, evil in action, evil in thoughts. There is no way Sita would have given up or submitted to herself to such a person. Kshipram utpatataha manye. So utpatataha is flying. So he knew that just like he crossed the ocean, Ravana also had to cross the ocean along with Sita. As Ravana was crossing Sita, he must have held to Sita, tightly held to Sita to make sure that he takes her all the way from I think it was Panchavati, right, to Lanka. So as he took off, after he held Sita, and then he says, I am taking you captive to Lanka and you be my wife. As he communicates that, he must have held to Sita forcefully. Sitam Adaya, having taken, who took her? Rakshasaha, that demon. What kind of emotion Sita must have felt? Sita obviously must have felt extremely helpless. But as Ravana was moving, suddenly there is a possibility that it might have occurred to him that Sita is Rama's wife. And who is that Rama? Rama is somebody who is so powerful, and he is known for his prowess, skill in using his Danuhu and Banam. So it is possible that suddenly he flew really fast, and out of fear of Rama Bana, maybe Antara Patita, maybe she fell or he dropped her in the ocean. So as he suddenly took off Kshipram in haste, because he has to do that prior to the arrival or return of Lakshmana and Rama. So Kshipram, in a hurried manner, Utpatataha, as he flew, maybe he's thinking, Sitam Adaya, as he forcefully took Sita, that demon, Rakshasa, Ravana, Bhibyataha means out of fear. Fear of what? Ramabananam, fear of the arrows of Rama. Antara, in the ocean, Patita. Maybe Sita was dropped. So he didn't even bring her to, he's trying to find ways to justify why he has not found Sita yet, right? Maybe Sita didn't come to Lanka at all. Midway, out of fear of Rama's arrows, Ravana dropped her. Or she fell in the ocean. Strange are the ways of mind. Athava Kriyamanayaha, as she was being carried away. Pathi, on that path, Siddha Nishevite. So Siddha Purushas frequently, as Hanuman was moving across the ocean, do you remember? There were multiple places where that path, that margam itself was defined as something which is not crossed by a human, right? Do you remember in the very first Sarga, the path was specifically visited upon or used by, do you remember like by whom? We saw that in the very first Sarga, as Hanuman was crossing, the path that he crossed was described by Valmiki. So all these celestial beings, right? We saw that. And Siddhas, that was also one. So the Siddha Purushas, frequent. So that path itself has some kind of purity, sattvic nature associated with that path. So here the pada that he is using, manye, patitam arya, aryayaha. Aryaha means somebody who is noble. Aryaha is a noble man. Arya is noble lady. So hridayam prekshya. So uh, seeing that path which is frequented by Siddha Purushas, she must have realized in her heart it is that kind of path. So, and it is also possible that she lost all hope herself. And patitam sagaram, Sita fell into the ocean herself. So, as she was being taken away through the path which was frequented by Siddha Purushas, maybe Sita, having given up, having hridayam preksha. So here the another way you can interpret is heartbroken, right? She felt that instead of being held captive by Ravana in an alien land, I would rather not even reach there and give up my life. And maybe that heartbroken Sita fell into Sagaram. Sagaram Patitam. She fell into, as she was taken away by Ravana through the path which is visited by Siddha Purushas. That indicates the nobility of the path, the nobleness of the path, as well as the purity of Sita. Both those can be associated here. So Hanuman, aham manye, manye means I am thinking that Sita maybe fell into the path there itself, and that path there is the ocean. Maybe she fell into the ocean there. Ravanasya Uruvegena, by great speed, Bhujabhyam Piditena, Ravana's strong, mighty arms, right? Piditena, troubled by those arms, troubled by that Ravana. He is thinking that Tyaktam Jeevitam, she gave up her life completely. So as Ravana was holding to Sita using his mighty arms, and as she was feeling oppressed by him, what happened? Hanuman is thinking, aham manye, that beautiful eyed Sita, Vishalaksha, what did she do? Jeevanam tyaktam. Tyaktam means give up. So that her entire life was given. So basically she gave up her life. So that again here Arya, that noble Sita, who has Vishala Akshi, means the one who has long eyes, beautiful eyes, forced by Ravana's mighty speed as well as the crushing arms, Bhujabhyam. By the force of his arms, he must have held her so tightly, right? So by the force of his arms, maybe she gave up her life. She decided to give up her life. Jeevitam tyaktam. He's trying to find ways to justify the fact that even after so much of search, Sita is not there in Lanka. Again, upari. Again, repeatedly. Noonam, definitely Sagaram Kramataha Tada, as gradually she must have struggled, right? Viveshtamana, as she was writhing to get herself freed from Ravana. So definitely she must have struggled. As she was being carried away, quietly she wouldn't have sat there, telling Ravana, yeah, you hold me carefully so that I don't fall. And then you take me to Lanka. I just want to cross this ocean. That is definitely not Sita's emotion. Even while crossing the ocean, she would have tried to free herself from Ravana. Maybe during that struggle, Viveshtamana, during that struggle, Patita Samudre. Patita means fall. Maybe she might have fallen at that point. Maybe Ravana, he says, right? He says Ravana might have realized the wrath of Rama's arrows, or the power of Rama's arrows, and he might have let go of Sita and she might have fallen. Or Sita herself thinking about the fact that she would rather maintain her chastity instead of giving up herself to Ravana, or not even reach Lanka. Maybe she freed herself from Ravana and fell into the ocean. Or during the struggle, unknowingly, what could have happened is, as she was trying to free herself from Ravana, she fell into the Samudra there, because they were crossing over the ocean. So definitely trying to free herself at every step as she was flying over the ocean, being taken away by Ravana and held in complete grasp tightly with the strong bhuja, crushing bhuja of Ravana. She tried to free herself, and during the course of that struggle, without any specific intent or without intentionally, either by Ravana or by Sita, she kind of like slipped, fell. And then he is like thinking here, aho kshudrena, here it means the evil one. Va anena rakshanti. Rakshanti is she who is protected. Sheelam atmanah. So here, a bandhu, she doesn't have any bandhu there. Bandhu is relative. Bhakshita, she probably has been eaten away. Ravanena tapasvini. So, as she was protecting her own purity and she was being helpless without anybody to actually protect that virtuous Sita, maybe Bhakshita. Here you can take it as devoured because it's Rakshasa Kulam, or here you can just take it as destroyed. Ravana would rather destroy her than have somebody in his very own kingdom who does not pay attention to his words, who does not obey his commands and orders. So as she was desperate, and that anena kshudrena, that evil, by that evil Ravana, not having anybody, abandhuhu, not having anybody to come to her rescue, anybody to protect her, help her, give her a hand, shield her from Ravana, maybe Sita, that Sita, tapaswini, somebody who is, here the pada used like a tapaswini, who has the quality of a sage, right? Or a female sage who has given up even attachment towards, worldly materialistic stuff. So that kind of loftiness that Sita has, the greatest attributes and qualities. So Hanuman is thinking, aho, alas, maybe while defending herself in order to protect her own purity and being helpless, abandhuhu, without anybody to help her out, give her a hand, maybe she was destroyed by that Ravana, Tapaswini, that noble Sita. Then what could Athava means? Here it is kind of or. Athava here, Ramaha, Athava, Lakshmanaha, Athava, Krishnaha, Rama or Lakshmana or Krishna. So he's kind of thinking or what might have happened or what might have happened. So Athava or Rakshasendrasya, by the lord of the demons, Rakshasa Indraha, Patni Bihi, by his wife, Asitekshana, the dark-eyed lady, Adushta. He is thinking the cruel wives of Ravana might have seen her as a threat, and maybe they, Dushta Bhava Bihi, having the Dushta Bhavam, kind of jealousy towards her, maybe they will not be Ravana's favorite anymore. And here there is one lady who is extremely beautiful to look at, and they don't stand a chance at all. So maybe because of that asuya, that kind of jealousy that they felt. The wives of Ravana, all the women, right? They might have crushed Sita, Bhakshita. So here, Patni Bihi, Asitekshana, here the Ikshanam, again the eyes of Sita is described here. Here it is described as dark-eyed. But it is not evil. The black eye, maybe the eyeball, but it is not evil in nature. Maybe she was Bhakshita, eaten by the cruel wives of Ravana. Why? Because Dushta Bhavabihi, they all have evil thoughts. Maybe they got carried away by jealousy towards Sita. Sampurna Chandra Pratimam. So here, like Sampurna Chandra Pratimam. Sampurna is complete. Chandra Pratimam, like full moon. Padmapatra Nibha Ikshanam, like the lotus petal. And Ikshanam here is eyes. Ramasya Dhyayati. She who constantly meditates upon Rama. Panchatvam. Here Panchatvam means death. She gave up herself to death. Kripana. Kripanaha usually means somebody who is a miser, but here it is more somebody who is in a very pitiable state. So, Panchatvam Gata. She gave herself to death. So, constantly thinking about Rama. So, here, you can say that Urugi Urugi, she was thinking, she was melting. Here, melting in literal sense. As she was thinking more and more about Rama, she was slowly letting her prana away. And she reached a point that she had no more energy to think about Rama. And Panchatvam Gata, Kripana Panchatvam Gata. So here, the desperate Sita, the helpless Sita, gave herself to death. He's thinking about, I'm not seeing Sita alive here because she's not alive. Either she did not eat, Shamita, she did not reach Lanka, or she reached here, but then she is not alive now. Otherwise, I would have found her. So that is how Hanuman is processing. So that Sita, who has beautiful face, like full moon, and she has Padmapatra Nibha Ikshana. She has lotus petal-like eyes. Constantly thinking about Rama, 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 Rama. She's melting, her heart is melting, her body is losing energy. Her soul, Atma, is losing its life. Panchatvam, Kripana, Panchatvam, Gata. So she gave herself to death. Ha Rama, Lakshmana iti evam, ha Ayodhye cha iti Maithili vilapya. Vilapana means lamenting. It's kind of like mourning kind of grief. This Vilapanam is also used when by Valmiki when Rama left Ayodhya. And the way Dasharatha was repeatedly telling Rama Petana, Rama Vanathika Petana, did Rama really leave Ayodhya and go to forest? Is he not here? That kind of like lamenting. The verse goes, Putra Shokaturaha. So the separation of a father, a parent experiences when they separate themselves from the child. Putra Shokaturaha. That kind of Dasharatha was experiencing this, the Vilapana, the kind of mourning, kind of grief and lamenting. So here his Nyasta Deha, she must have given her life. So that kind of lamenting, thinking about, oh Rama, oh Lakshmana, oh Ayodhya, is it possible I will never see Rama, my beloved? I will never see Lakshmana. Before she got taken by Ravana, the person whom she hurt was Lakshmana, right? Had she paid attention to Lakshmana's words, and had she not spoken inappropriately to him, this plight wouldn't have come to her. She wouldn't be experiencing this. So thinking about that. And then maybe Ayodhya, you know what? After these 14 years, I dreamt about going back to Ayodhya. But now that is also not going to happen. So thinking about that, constantly lamenting. Nyasta means giving up the body. By she must have given up her life. Constantly thinking about Rama, Lakshmana, and Ayodhya. Even though she was in the Vanam, her goal might have been to unite back with Rama and Lakshmana and eventually go back to Ayodhya. So she must be thinking about that. Athava again. Or what would have or what might have happened. Nihata manye Ravanasya niveshane. She must have held captive. Noonam, definitely. Lalapyate, because she was forced and compelled by it, by Ravana. Where she would have held captive, Panjaraha means a cage. Similar to a bird. Sharika refers to Maina bird. Just like a Maina bird is forcefully held captive in a cage. Maybe Sita forcefully has been held captive in a cage which is not accessible. That is why we call it a prison, right? Prison is a place which is not easily accessible. So the cage here refers to Panjaraha means cage here refers to probably a prison, which is not openly available to anybody. Maybe it is in a location which is not accessible at all. And he says, Lalapyate, forcefully she must have been dragged and taken away by Ravana. So that Sita might have been Nihita, means confined. Ravanasya niveshane, Noonam means definitely Lalapyate. She must have been forced to get into that cage. Similar to how we catch a bird and then confine it. We use all the power. The bird is helpless. The bird cannot do anything. There is no bandhu that can come to rescue the bird from our actions, right? The bird is desperate. So similarly, the bird has no bandhu who can fight for the bird and prevent from the bird being captured and caged. Sita must have experienced a similar kind of plight. She must have been caged, just like a desperate Maina bird. And that Sita, Janakasya Kule Jata Ramapatni Yashaswini, that Sita who was born in such a lofty kula, who has gained fame just being Rama's Patni. Everybody knows Rama, and sometimes the consort, the wife actually has more popularity than the husband himself, right? We have seen that in so many cases, even in our this Kali Yuga. You have the husband who is actually, he might be running a company or he might be a leader, but the wife is more popular. Yashaswini, the curiosity of people. Katham, how Utpala Patrakshi, the lotus, the one who has the lotus petal eye, how would she submit? Ravanasya Vasham Vrajet. How would she submit herself? She's one who is born in the Uttama Kula. Janakasya Kule Jata. She's born in that Uttama Kula. And she is famous, known to everybody as Rama Patni, not somebody who is just Patni of some XYZ. She is Ramasya Patni. And that Sita, Utpala Patrakshi, the eyes speak volumes, right? Whenever we meet somebody, sometimes we don't even have conversation with that person. And by just looking at the eyes, we can figure out that person is tired, the person is unhappy in life, the person has glittering eyes which denote joy, enjoying life. You can even see the intelligence and wisdom a person has through the eyes. So Vishala Patrakshi talks about the attribute of Sita, Vishala Patrakshi. So such kind of Sita, how is it possible that she would have submitted herself to Ravana? Ravanasya Vasham Vraje. There is no way. It's a question. How is it even Katham? How is it even possible that she would have ever submitted herself to Ravana? Vinashta, destroyed. Pranashta, maybe she got lost somewhere. Mrita, maybe she died. who Janakatmaja, the daughter of Janaka, Ramasya Priya Bharya, the beloved of Rama. And it is not possible to report. Nivedayitum means to report. Shamam, not possible. No, Shamam means not possible to report it. How will I go back and tell Rama that Sita, Vinashta, possibly destroyed by Ravana? Pranashta, maybe she gave herself, gave up her life, Mrita, or she is just dead. Janakatmaja, that Rama's Priya Bharya. Nivedanam means to report. It is not possible to report such a news, is what Hanuman is thinking. He says, this is a beautiful line, and I would suggest you actually mark it. Nivedyamane doshaha. So when we find that something is not okay, do you actually call it out or do you stay silent? Nivedyamane doshaha, that dosha which is reported, syat, possibly, or would fault arise, doshaha syat a nivedane. Would a fault arise when such a thing is reported? So when there is a fault, something which is not okay, is it right? Reporting that, is that faulty, or not reporting that is faulty? This is all situational, right? And in Tirukkural also you have பொய்மையும் வாய்மை எடுத்த புரை தீர்ந்த நன்மை பயக்கும். And you can say lie if that is going to give a good thing, right? It's the வாய்மை அதிகாரம் starts with வாய்மை எனப்படுவது யாதெனின் யாதொன்றும் தீமை இல்லாத சொல்லல். What is truth? As long as satyam bruyat, priyam bruyat, hitam bruyat. So whatever you say, you have to say the truth, but it also has to be priyam. You should not say it with kathora. And if it is kathora, do you just keep quiet? So here, if he goes and tells Rama, Sita, Vinashta, Pranashta, Mrita, such a disaster. Doshaha, here in generally means fault. Here it is a disaster. But if he does not go and tell Rama, you know what? I have looked for Sita. I have not been successful in finding her. And this is what I think. These are the possibilities that might have happened. If he goes and shares his opinion to Rama, that there is disaster there as well. Right? It's like there is no action that can be done which will have a beneficial outcome. If he does not go and report this, it is a disaster. If he goes and reports this, that is also a disaster. Yeah. So he is in complete dilemma here as to what does he do. So he says, Katham nu kalu karthavyam vishamam pratibhati me. What should I do? The vishamam here refers to a difficult situation, right? And at this pratibhati means something which appears that way. What do I do? If I don't go back and tell, this is what I feel, Rama, I think maybe she gave up her life en route Lanka. Maybe she fell by mistake. Maybe Ravana pushed her thinking about you. Maybe she came here, the wives of Ravana, destroyed her. Or maybe because she did not listen to Ravana, obey his commands, Ravana himself killed her. Or being born in such a lofty family, she would rather be dead than be Ravana's wife. So all these possibilities that are running in Hanuman's mind, right? So all these, if he goes and tells Rama, such a disaster. Nobody would want to be in that position. But having reached this conclusion, he cannot stay back here. Hanuman cannot stay back here. He has to go back. And if he goes back, he has to report the truth. So there is no way out. He's kind of stuck. There is no light that is appearing for him to do the right thing. And that is what he is contemplating. What should I do? Katham nu kalu kartavyam. What should I do? What is the right thing to do? How do I even deal with this situation? So as he was in such a grave situation, and what can he do? So he's thinking, Asmin evam gate. This has happened, karye, in this particular task. Prapta kalam, at that particular time, shamam, appropriate. Check him, what is the most appropriate thing to do? Bhavet iti, what would that be? Matam means having thought that bhuyaha means again. Hanuman pravicharayan. So he is revisiting his thoughts again. So now that he is in this grave situation, report it, problem. Don't report it, again a problem. He's thinking, what do I do? So Hanuman was repeatedly reflecting very deeply as to what action should he take. Prapta kalam, which is timely, kshamam, which is appropriate as well. He's caught in such a fix. He feels that all his anveshanam is complete. He's not found Sita, and he's also thought about what are the possible reasons why Sita has not been seen by him yet. He cannot go back and tell Rama, these are the possibilities, but he doesn't have a choice but to go back. And when he goes back, he has to tell Rama. So conveying the message, problem. Not conveying the message, not an option, that is also a problem. So he's kind of caught there, not knowing what to do. Now, at that point, there are two roads in front of him. He's pausing there, standing there. He cannot take the road on the right. He cannot take the road on the left. He's pausing there and thinking, is there a third road that he is not seeing? Is there something else? Is there an option for him to do the right thing? Not crossing either of the roads. And then he is bhuyaha again. Matam, getting into his thoughts. Pravicharayan, as he was reflecting, introspecting deeply, trying to think about what are his options. If he returns to Kishkinda without seeing Sita, he would be useless, in terms of achieving his goal. What would he have accomplished? Nothing. And we have also seen how he's thinking about all the Vanaras, what it would say, what Sugriva would say, and all that. So that must be running in his mind. And if he does not go back, he doesn't have an option. He has to go back one way or the other and convey this news. Oh, between devil and the deep sea. Absolutely, right? This is not an option. That is also not an option. So he's like thinking, have I missed anything? Pravicharayan. Bhuyaha matam pravicharayan. As he's thinking deeply, is there something that I have missed? Maybe there is some other way out. And let me try out. I'm guessing that is what is going to happen in the next set. I can't wait for Hanuman to find Sita, but then this process where he goes through, finding Sita is one aspect, and then once he finds Sita, the way he communicates with Sita, and what he does after that. Every episode in Sundara Kandam has such powerful message for all of us. But this part, this desperate Hanuman, is whom we all can relate to. Times of desperation, loss of hope, loss of energy, not having physical, mental strength. But then life throws things at us, right? We don't have an option. We don't have an option to run away. We don't have an option but to face the reality of life, the difficulty that life throws at us. So it is this Hanuman with whom we can maximum relate to, right? At least I personally can relate to him so much. The kind of desperation you feel, whatever is required, I've done everything. Whatever reading is required, whatever Vedanta classes are required, whatever meditation, yoga, whatever is required to face life, I'm doing everything, within my capacity, and I'm not able to take it. I feel so dejected. I'm so desperate. I'm so in despair for a turning point, right? We all something to happen, right? You have like series of blows that happen, and that's what life is. Life is not bed of roses. You will have thorns. You have to navigate through the thorns as you enjoy the beauty and the fragrance of the rose. So as we navigate, we are able to relate to this Hanuman to maximum extent. And his every action, his every reaction, his skill, his thought process, sometimes his restlessness, but then not giving up, course correction. It is these things that actually give a powerful message and lesson learned for all of us. So let us keep connecting with this Hanuman and take the lessons learned from the verses, his thought process, his single pointed focus, not giving up, total determination, complete focus. Even if you make a mistake, you correct your course and come back. So we have to constantly keep connecting with this Hanuman to navigate through the turbulence of life. And that is the power of Sundara Kandam, right? When you can, anytime you ask somebody, anybody who is in Sanatana Dharma, if you share saying that, I feel so desperate, I'm undergoing such a painful period in my life, I don't know what to do. One of the top 3 suggestions, I'm sure, in the top 3 suggestions would be read Sundara Kandam. Read Sundara Kandam. Either as a story or a Parayanam, in your capacity, read Sundara Kandam. All of us would have heard this one point or the other in our life. And that is only because it is Sundara Kandam that has the effort, that has the determination, that also has faults, just like we experience, and then success at the end of it. So it is only because of that, whether you're trying for a baby, whether you're having difficulty in relationship, whether you're having financial trouble, whether you're having health issues, whether you're having relationship problems, things go beyond your control. The first suggestion, one of the early suggestions that comes, top 3, hands down, would be Sundara Kandam. And that is because that Hanuman is who we are when we are trying to navigate through those difficult waters, through the turbulent wind. So reading that will transfer that positivity to us. It will be that axle which holds us and ensures that we don't give up. Even at points when we want to give up, we won't give up, and we don't give up. And we continue to navigate. At the end of the day, he finds Sita and communicates to Rama. So success will happen. Success as destined for us, as much as we deserve. That Guru and Bhagavan will give us. So, which is why Sundara Kandam is so powerful, and we are able to relate it to it so well, right? Just like in Bhagavad Gita, we are Arjuna, not knowing what to do, what is right, what is not right. We are confused, and when you read Gita, you get answers. Here, the desperate situations that we experience in life. So when we read Sundara Kandam, that is why this the text itself gets us out of the desperate situation. So read as much as possible, listen as much as possible. For me, my sankalpa is doing, my energy is around the Sundara Kandam recording, Sundara Kandam slides, and Sundara Kandam videos, and Sundara Kandam classes. that is where my energy is devoted, so that I personally can navigate through these toughest waters. So I would suggest every person to do that. Pick up, read 10 or 20 shlokas. If you have book, Sundara Kandam book as a story, pick up and read that book. It will help us navigate through the rough patches of life, which are bound to happen. Life, may the problems in life be solvable just because we hold on to Sundara Kandam. Okay, so I will upload the videos for practice. Keep practicing. Can I have volunteers for next week? Somebody who has not chanted. So can I have 2 volunteers, new volunteers who can do this set of 20 shlokas? You have 6 days in hand, almost 7 days in hand, because you can also do Saturday morning. Okay, Dhanalakshmi ji, you can do the chanting 1 to 20. Can I have another person who can summarize meaning? Rama Bhagini, can you do the meaning? Okay. Gomati ji. Okay, let's do this. I think Dhanalakshmi ji, you have chanted once, I think. Let's give Gomati ji a chance next week. So Gomati ji, go ahead and practice 1 to 20. And Rama ji, you do the meaning summary. And then maybe Dhanalakshmi ji, can you do the repeat? Would that work for you? Can you repeat after me next week? Okay, done. We are settled now. So we have three of you, right? Let me just quickly note it down as I end the class. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Hari Om. That's it. धन्यवादः. सर्वं कृष्णार्पणमस्तु. हर हर शंकर, जय जय शंकर. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Hanuman. Keep practicing, keep learning, keep practicing, keep learning. Thank you all for joining. Ram Ram.